Hey everyone, this is Julian Wong from the Binary Lab, and as you can see, if you want to trade with Julian Wong, you can go onto my URL right here. It's julianwong.leadpages.net/the Binary Lab. Okay, so this is Monday morning on Christmas week, and in this video, as you have seen in my video description, I want to share with you why it's an extremely bad idea to trade on Christmas week. So I wouldn't say that with no good reason. And obviously, if I'm here to tell you that it's a bad idea, I've got a very good reason to illustrate to you why it's an extremely bad idea. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to be putting the screen onto the charts, and then you can see exactly the trade that I took, which was a fairly big trade. And this trade, let me just do a quick calculation of how much I put on that trade. I'm going to show it to you in a moment. Let me put my screen on to the correct one. Let me locate the right screen. My apologies. Okay. So here we go. All right, so I want to show you the recent trades that I took. And it was quite messy. As you can see, I lost the initial ones right here. And then I won the later ones. So I had two. No, this was a different one. This is like last week. So I lost this one and I won the rest, but it wasn't by a lot. If you look at the range, it was a very, very minute winning range. Like, 1 point. It's like 0.8 pip. 0.8 pip. As little as 0.8 pip to as much as 1.1 pip, which is terrible by my standards. And if you look at the entry time, this was just about half an hour. Now I'm going to show you the charts for this trade so that you can see exactly what's going on, so that you can have a better understanding. Now I'm going to show you a different screen. All right, this one. Here we go. Okay, so this is not my regular trading setup. In fact, I'm not showing most of my usual indicators, but this is just something enough to give you a representation of what happened. So I had an indication to enter the trade here based on my system, and I took the entry right here. And as you know, there is a difference between the buy and sell price. This is known as spread. And even between the price that you see here and as well as the broker's pricing, there's going to be a difference. So I'm using G options, and for the Australian USD pair is typically about 1 point something pip above. So if you see 610, 611 here on what do you call it, on G options, it's probably going to be about 624, something like that. So I entered a trade right here, and the next half an hour was the most stressful half an hour I've ever been through. By the way, I've actually had a 9-week streak of no net loss days. And on Friday, I had my first net loss day, and it was not a small sum. It was a fairly costly lesson, and it showed me one thing, that I was actually out here today. Okay, let me put the camera back on me. I'll get back to the screen in a while. I want to show you and explain to you, why, given the lesson that I had on Friday, I still continue. Okay, so on I've been averaging between anywhere between like 4% and 20% profit per day, and the last 9 weeks has been net profit every single day. All right, and I only had my first net loss day on Friday last week, and Last week I took a withdrawal of 165,000 on my G options account. This is my second biggest withdrawal to date. My first withdrawal was a couple of months back, and that was like for 70. That was for 70,000. So this is my second biggest withdrawal. So like within the days up, I withdrew on a Tuesday. By Thursday, and in fact by Friday, I already made about 60, close to 60,000 of what I withdrew from the account. Okay, and on Friday I lost 50,000. Over what was typically a very, very good trading opportunity. Now, what that taught me about the markets, about the festive time, because all right, in fact I had planned not to trade at all leading up to last week. In fact, no, last week I had planned to trade only selected days, but because owing to the Japanese minister elections, there has been very good ranges due to the market volume and the traders that were on the markets, due to the great volatility due to Japanese minister elections. So it resulted in more than normal amount of traders actually driving the markets, and that made for some great trading plays. So I thought, okay, we shall continue to trade anyways. And then this was during my trade session with the Binary Lab. I run a daily trading daily live trading session for all the members of the Binary Lab, and actually you can check out how to join that right here. You can indicate interest, and actually for a limited period of time, it's still free to join as long as you open a broker account through me, and basically just go through the instructions there, and you can find out how to do it. So for that session, I think we start out with like 11-0. We had 11, we had 11-0 and one sold trade, so 11-0-1. Okay, so it was a fairly good session, but post session, or coming to the end of the session, we for those people who wanted to continue, because we did an extra long session, a pre-Christmas session, anticipating that it was going to be the last session of the year, and so we wanted to go overtime, right? The sessions are usually 1 hour, but we decided to go like for whatever and make as much money as we could. So I saw this super good opportunity to do a put on the to do a call on the Aussie USD, right? So today's one was a put. Okay, so I decided to do a call trade, and it was a super good signal because it was like a historic low, and the price never gone to the low point. And typically, if it goes so extraordinarily outside of the typical ranges, I mean, Bollinger Bands is one of the indicators I use, and there are a bunch of other channel indicators I use as well. And when it typically goes so far out of the range, the bounce back is typically very high and also very fast. Okay, so for the first time, I found out, and this was a $50,000 discovery, that in an extraordinarily high spike or extraordinarily like big drop, the price can also just go sideways. Now let me bring it back to what's happening today. I want to show it to you what happened, and this is the opposite. This is the opposite of what this is the opposite of what happened that day. So, whoops! Can you see my screen? Right. Can you see it? All right. Okay, so this was the entry, and this was the exit, and the entry was, all right, as you can see from my chart, I took a slightly different entry. I think my entry actually came somewhere around here. It was just about the same price anyways. So yeah, it was probably around here, my actual entry. If you look at my other one, the price is about the same. And in half an hour, like this is the 1 minute chart. In half an hour, it moved a miserable 1.4 pips, and it spent like over half the time. Trading higher than my entry price. Can you imagine how stressful that was? Okay, so in the end I won. But it spent, you see, like almost immediately after I ended the trade, it was up and then here. And also, uh, like it was up here, so it's up for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Okay, 11 minutes. It was above my entry price, and also because brokers have the ability to play around with the price a little bit. I wouldn't say they manipulate the price, but every broker does this. And it's simply because they're not obliged to show the same pricing as MetaTrader 4 on that day for the matter. So um, the difference between the price here and what you see in the broker can differ. It fluctuates. It can fluctuate between like 1.2 and 2 pips for Australian USD. So if they just delay to show a fluctuation of price, or let's say if the spread increases, so even these nearby ones, like I counted 11, right? But if you add in like 12, 13, 14. Also, though, adding in those that came really close, and you can see that it spent many more minutes, actually above or rather out of the money, or even at a draw. Okay, so um, in the end, I won these trades, and but it was very very messy, and very very unpleasant as well. So thank God I was able to do that. But had it gone sideways for even longer, um, you know this is definitely not what I want beginner traders to see. A lot of people who joined my binary trading group are fairly new, and the whole point of the group that I started is to help them make money trading by showing them methodologies that I found to work, and teaching them and showing them on my actual charts, just like this. Like what trades I pick and why I pick them. I talk about why I pick the trades, and and let's say if halfway I decide that we should chicken out of a trade, so-called sell the trade early, I will announce it as well. And that's how they learn. And a lot of the traders in my group have become profitable over the past couple of months, and many of whom have gone full time. But regardless, okay, the reason why trading during this time of year is a very very bad idea is because, okay, if you're doing forex, you notice that your spreads will dramatically increase. Okay, look at this. This is Christmas week, and this broker typically has quite good spreads, but um, even between the buy and sell, you can see a difference of 2.4 pips. And this is pretty bad because typically for the Australian USD, I think it should only be about 1 pip, during ordinary times. But Christmas week, higher spreads, and some brokers like FX Open, they even decrease your leverage during this week. So let's say if you can leverage about, oh crap. I actually had another trade that was going on. I set it for a 12 expiry, but just after 12 it just dropped. Oh, okay. That one could have been a winner if I had given it more time. Okay, so this is the trouble, you see. Um, oh look, it's widening, isn't it? It's widening. It's still 2.4, still 2.4 pips. If that trade just had 15 minutes more, I would have won as well. I knew this was coming, just didn't know when exactly. Measure that. Top to bottom is 24 minutes. Wow. So even for now, I mean, just some general advice. If any of you out there are trading, if you're typically doing half-an-hour trades, choose to make it like 1 hour instead, because a lot of these trades, they're just going sideways for half an hour and then moving like half an hour later. But sometimes, okay, like on Friday, what happened was that I decided to give some of the trades like a 2 hour expiry. And would you believe it? The trade stayed within a range for 3 hours and only started moving after 3 hours. How frustrating was that? Can you just imagine that? So, um, yeah, okay, back to what I was saying. Like for leverage, I know FX Open, they typically give up to like 800 times, 1,000 times leverage. but during Christmas, I think they lowered it all the way down to like 100, or is it like 80 or 50 or something. It's really, really low. So you're not giving yourself a lot of opportunity um, to do well in trading this time. It's better to wait till the new year. In fact, um, we'll probably be resuming our trades in January after the market resumes, because we don't want to be spending the sessions just waiting and waiting and waiting. It's very confusing and stressful. It's confusing and stressful for especially those who are new to trading. And I don't want to give anyone a bad aftertaste of trading. If they happen to be thinking, oh, it's so much effort just to win a trade. Oh, it's so much stress to win a trade. Can you imagine, like last Friday, the for a large amount of the time, I was just out there, oh, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. and the people in the chat, the live chat during our session, they were like, oh, come on, just hold it up, hold it out there, or ants and pants for the trade, all kinds of comments, and everyone was, those, especially those because some of our traders, they do trade pretty big as well, um, and it was just unnecessary stress. Okay, so um, the point of me talking about uh, traits like this, and the point of me sharing the stress and anxiety involved in trading during this week, is because it is Christmas, and the Christmas is time to receive presents, and you don't want to have like a very negative kind of a present, which is more like a negative dent on your account for Christmas. So I'd rather you enjoy the time, spend time with friends and family. You probably have visitors in your house, or people wanting to come over to your place, and don't deny them the opportunity to come over just because you want to trade. At this point of time, if you want to trade, and if your reason is to study the markets and see how the market behaves, by all means. But if you're actually trading to win, and I typically trade to win. I don't just trade for fun. If your idea is to trade to win, then I would say uh, let other things be a priority for now. Don't trade, and come back in January, because when the year is fresh, everything's going to be back to normal again. Volatility is going to be back. All right. So recently, we've been just tying our trading in with news events to ensure high volatility. And on Thursday, I saw a sign that may not exactly happen, because on Thursday there was an occasion where there was news, and the currency markets did not respond to, like, half an hour later. So this is not supposed to be happening, and it's really, really bad. Okay, so with that, I wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For those of you who are not already trading binary options with the Binary Lab, you're most welcome to check us out. For Christmas right now, and until the New Year, we're still not putting out any price plan. This people in our group will tell you how much it's worth based on how much you learn, and a lot of people have been encouraging me to actually charge for this, but I still want to keep it free for a period of time. So go down to that link, julianwong.leadpages.net/the Binary Lab, and I will see you in the new year. All right, peace be with you. Goodbye.